Welcome back to Awesome Definition. We about to talk about pro wrestling news. We're gonna start with two reports. It's about Jake Hager, both of these, so we can like mix them together. So a lot of reports of Jake Hager, what he did with the Chris Van Vliet podcast. He was talking about him retiring, falling out of love of pro wrestling. He was talking about something about J- John Cena. Like at the time, there was like a Raw where John Cena. I mean, to be honest, in this way, I don't blame John Cena because John Cena is the top star. To be honest, Jo- John Cena didn't want to put Jake Hager over on like a Raw or something like that. But Jake Hager understands it's John Cena. I think Chris Van Vliet asked a question because Chris Van Vliet is an amazing interviewer and he does his research. And Jake Hager didn't know didn't know how he knew that, but he was basically saying that John Cena didn't put him like over or something like that. But Jake Hager understands, and John Cena did that multiple times with different wrestlers. But yeah, it's John Cena in the end of the day too.
To John Cena defend, which I would like defend him that much. All champion do that. I heard the same thing that Shawn Michaels used to do. Remember, I told you about Stone Cold with Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett never won the WWE belt because of Stone Cold. And it's kind of Jeff Jarrett's fault because when they first started, it's a good story. But yeah, every champion in WWE, I have a choice of saying no.
Okay, another report. I like this. I like this take about. I really like this. A lot of stuff is said I didn't like, but I like this. I'm gonna read it. Him talking about people hating on him because he was world heavyweight champion. He said, I mean, I'm on the list, a very elite list of world heavyweight championships. I don't really care what people think. Hindsight is 2020. I got into for me. I'm glad you guys like me. I don't care if you hate me. I'm not gonna sacrifice my happiness to worry about that stuff. Especially in this day and age with social media. It is what it is. I am world heavyweight champion, whether you like it or not.
Yes, Jack Hager.
Yeah. Jack Swagger, Jake Hager. I think that was all facts, to be honest. People got mad about that. I'm not really mad about that. You cannot like his World Heavyweight Championship reign. He's still in the list. He it is what it is, what he said. What you thought about that? Um what he said about that.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, I see managed to become champion on WWE, so I could not get mad at that part.
Yeah. And
And
if I was him, you can't listen to what people are saying, to be honest. You're still world heavyweight champion, right?
yes, yes. And you want to talk about the third thing he said
Yeah,
about
the
Tony
third
Khan?
thing. Tony Khan. So former AEW star was talking about he was done with AEW. I'm very jarred from my exit AEW. Like I'm very proud of my stuff I did there, but at the same time, I find myself questioning right now. I wish I would have had stayed in MMA. He was undefeated in MMA. I don't know if you know that, but he did really good. Then he should have continued probably doing that if he was undefeated. Our negotiation process was very one way, and I could tell that. Well, anyways, I always find a way to say this every day, so I think everyone should say F Tony Khan. I would tell that if he didn't want me there. He offered me like a year and a half. I was like, bro, I did not. I just did a stadium twice. Don't act like stadiums didn't put AEW on the map. I was in the debut episode. I was the big spoiler, and you offered me at 18 months after all that. So it was that, and the way that he started running the business, that is really like it. He wasn't very professional, and he couldn't take criticism.
Criticism.
Yeah. And that I believe. That I believe Tony Khan probably can't take criticism, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair with Tony Khan, the only reason Jack Hager got hired because of Chris Jericho. I mean, be honest. I mean, I think Tony Khan did say that he hired Jake Hager because Chris Jericho. So now that Jericho is not in AEW, it makes sense that they're not gonna renew the contract. We gotta be real. The only reason Jay Hager lasted so long at AEW because of Chris Jericho. As I got to you before, like certain wrestler.
Wait. Pause.
Okay.
And you offer me an 18-month contract. So Tony Khan offer him a contract.
Yes.
So your point of saying that they didn't give a contract to him is wrong. Because they gave him a contract and he said no to that contract.
Now or when he first started?
Now.
So he should take it, I guess. Because
but he was done with Tony Khan because he was being unprofessional and he couldn't take criticism.
he being the same Tony Khan since he first started. To be honest, look, I understand where Jake Hager is coming from, but the only reason, to be honest, the reason he got to that one because of Chris Jericho. And I'm not trying to be mean to Jake Hager because he's nice. And I do believe him that Tony Khan did not use Jake Hager good. He barely used Jake Hager at all. I don't understand why, but for some reason.
I disagree with that heavy. Jake Cargill? Are we talking about Jake Cargill?
Jake Hager.
Oh, who?
Jake.
Who? Who are you talking about?
What's his name? Jake Hager?
Jake Hager. Oh my God, you sound like you were saying Jake Cargill.
No, I
Jack
said,
Hager.
He keep changing his name. What's his name? Jake or Jack?
Jake Hager.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Anyway,
because Jack Swagger and Jake Hager. That's the only two names he ever
from what
had.
I heard, Tony Khan was never interested. Though we say he brought him at first because of Chris Jericho. And like I told you before, I got a wrestler bring friends and wrestler. That's how I got some wrestler start because of some wrestler. So I don't know. I get that he's mad, but I don't think Tony Khan never had an interest in him. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't really disagree with that. I just agree with the part that Tony Khan probably can't take criticism. To be honest, that was my main part of the thing. Everything that you say, I agree with Chris Jericho and everything like that. But yeah,
Tony Khan cannot take criticism. I don't know if he could or not, but at the end of the day, he's the boss, so we gotta do what he said. The wrestler. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I will be talking that bad about the AEW wrestling. And then we also want to wrestle no more.
he's retired.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He just retired. So what does him?
No, I don't know. No, it's okay if he retired, but if he wanted to wrestle other places, it would not be a good idea. That's the problem that Matt Riddle having right now because he's talking too much. If he ever want to wrestle again in a big company, he's got to stop being too honest and talk about everybody. He's too direct, that Matt Riddle. That's the issue he's having right now. That's why he's not going to get signed right now with no company. But I changed this topic. I'm sorry. But, it sucked. Jake Hager. I keep messing up his name. Jake Hager, or I got to call him Jack Swagger. But Jack Swagger is not wrestling no more. But I think he's good if he decided to retire.
Yeah, he should be good. And yeah, I think I agree when he said he should have stayed in MMA because he was undefeated over there. And he was talking about how hard it's harder to train over there, and he took it very, very seriously.
Do you know what company was wrestling doing MMA?
Not really. I don't think it was UFC. I think
No.
There's a lot of different companies.
No, MMA is just a sport. UFC is one of the companies. UFC is like the WWE. Yeah. But there's a couple of companies in MMA.
But yeah. I think but he was undefeated. He was really good. So I think he should have continued doing that. But he said he's getting a little too older and you have to get the right body for that.